Hello, my dear 6th class students. Welcome back to our English class. Today we are going to continue our English. This is Nishadesh. As we have completed 2 chapters and started the 3rd lesson. I hope you all remember. The name of our 3rd lesson is, as I have written here, Prithviraj Chauhan, the Valiant. Okay, the name of the 3rd lesson is Prithviraj Chauhan, the Valiant. A story, actually it's not a story, it's an incident which happened in olden days. Now, let's continue. Half of the story has been completed in our last class. Now, today we are going to continue the story. Okay, now, see what are the main characters in this story. Who are the main characters in this story? The main characters in the story are Prithviraj Chauhan, ruler Jayachandra, Princess Samyukta, Muhammad Ghori, Shan Bandai. Okay, these are the main characters of this story. We have completed half of the story, and the story was like this. Prithviraj Chauhan was a king and ruler of Chauhan dynasty, and his kingdom was extended from Rajasthan, Haryana, Delhi, and Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, and also, okay, he was a very good king in a Rajput kingdom, and he was the last king in the Rajput kingdom. Okay, so now, he been a very good king, and that's why all other kings and all other rulers were jealous on him. So that is why they became enemies of this Prithviraj Chauhan. And in that time, King Jayachandra also, ruler Jayachandra also was against him. In that time, Jayachandra had a daughter, and her name was Samyukta. And this Samyukta heard about Prithviraj Chauhan, and she fell in love with him. At the same time, we also came to know about Samyukta, and they both fell in love. And now, by knowing this, Jayachandra arranges Swayamvara for this Samyukta, and Samyukta now is in the all the other rulers of those kingdoms were invited for this Swayamvara, and all the princes came, but except Prithviraj Chauhan. The Jayachandra did not invite Prithviraj Chauhan as he has an enmity on him. So now Swayamvara, Samyukta sent a letter to Prithviraj Chauhan about her desire to marry him, and he also was agreed to marry her. Then the day of Swayamvara has come, and then this Jayachandra made a statue of Prithviraj Chauhan in the place of a doorman, and installed it in the place of the doorman. Now behind this statue, the Prithviraj Chauhan hid himself, and this girl Samyukta came and garland on the neck of the Prithviraj Chauhan, and thus she became the wife of Prithviraj Chauhan. That made more jealous, more angry in the mind of Jayachandra. That was the story we have completed. Now let's continue the story. We are going to the page number 26 and the second paragraph. Okay. While this drama was being enacted, another ruler named Muhammad Ghori in Afghanistan had grown powerful and had captured Ghazni, and subsequently his kingdom stretched up to the domain of Prithviraj Chauhan. Legend has it that Ghori attacked Delhi 70 times and was defeated 16 times by the hand of Prithviraj Chauhan and his army. Okay, so now so all these dramas were going on, and these kings became more angry and jealous on Prithviraj Chauhan. Now 17 times Muhammad Ghori, the ruler of Afghanistan, got angry on this Prithviraj Chauhan, and he attacked him. He attacked 17 times Prithviraj Chauhan, and 16 times they could defeat him. This is next paragraph says that Prithviraj Chauhan's help from his father-in-law was strongly rejected by the haughty Jayachandra, but undoubted Prithviraj marched to the Bathinda and met his enemy at the place called Tarain in Punjab in face of persistent Rajput attacks. The battle was won as Ghari's army broke ranks and fled, leaving the general as prisoner in Prithviraj's hand. Okay, now all these people were attacking Prithviraj Chauhan, and Prithviraj Chauhan appealed for a help to his father-in-law. He just went to his father-in-law for asking the help, but this father-in-law was a very proud man, and he just rejected. He was a proudful, full of pride, and he was rejected Prithviraj Chauhan. However, he fought with his enemies, and he defeated the Muhammad of Ghori and captured him. When we know that in olden days in history and all, you have studied that if some king rulers defeated by some other people, and the one who is defeated has to be captured in the hand of the winner. So now he defeated Muhammad Ghori and captured Muhammad Ghori, the ruler of Afghanistan, and brought him to his court. And the next paragraph says that Muhammad Ghori was brought in chain to Prithviraj, and he begged his victor for mercy and release. Prithviraj ministers advised him against pardoning the aggressor, but chivalrous and valiant Prithviraj thought otherwise and respectfully released the vanquished Ghori. Okay, now Muhammad Ghori is in the hand of Prithviraj Chauhan, and they chained him. And now what happened? The Ghori asked, begged for the release, begged to the Prithviraj Chauhan to release him. Now he is captured and he begged to release, but all those people in the heart of Prithviraj Chauhan said that he don't pardon him or don't release him. But Prithviraj Chauhan was a very valiant man, and he thought of very respectfully to release this Muhammad Ghori mercifully. Okay, very mercifully Prithviraj Chauhan released Muhammad Ghori. And what happened the next year? The very next year, Prithviraj, the show was rapid by Ghori, who re-attacked Prithviraj with a strong army, and willfully defeated him by attacking the Rajput army before daybreak. The practice of battle only from sunrise to sunset was followed in India at that time. The defeated Prithviraj was pursued up to the capital, and he was taken as a captive in chains to Ghor in Afghanistan. Okay, so Muhammad Ghori, Prithviraj Chauhan defeated Muhammad Ghori and captured Muhammad Ghori and enchained him. But when this man Muhammad Ghori asked him, requested to release him, the Prithviraj Chauhan was a very good man in his mind, and he just released him. Okay, but what happened the next year? Very next year, this Muhammad Ghori started to attack him. Attacked Prithviraj Chauhan. The one who released him started to attack Prithviraj Chauhan, and very deceitfully, that means here is cunningly he defeated him. That means in olden days there was a law of battle, that was the battle should be practiced from the sunrise to the sunset. That means from the morning to the only to the evening. Okay, so there is no battle in the night time or before the morning, before the sunlight sunrises, before the morning. But this man Muhammad Ghori, what did he do? He just very cunningly before the morning, before the daytime, at the night time he attacked and defeated Prithviraj Chauhan and captured him. Okay, captured him and enchained him and took him as a prisoner to Ghori in Afghanistan. Okay, now Prithviraj Chauhan is in the hand of Muhammad Ghori and he captured him. Okay, let's read the next paragraph. He was presented before Muhammad, where he looked Ghori straight in the eyes. Ghori ordered to him lower his eyes. Whereupon defiant Prithviraj scornfully said, the eyes of a Rajput are loved only in the on hearing this, Ghori flew in rage and ordered burn his eyes with a hot iron rods. Okay, now now the Prithviraj Chauhan is taken to the court of Muhammad Ghori. He is standing in front of the Muhammad Ghori's court as a prisoner. Okay, he was a ruler, and now he became a prisoner. He is standing in front of this court as a prisoner. So when he went into the court and he looked into the eyes of the Muhammad Ghori, which means once Prithviraj Chauhan had saved the life of Muhammad Ghori, but now he deceived him he cheated him. Okay, now he looked into the eyes of the Muhammad Ghori. At that time, the Muhammad Ghori said that to lower his eyes. Don't look into my eyes because you are a captive to us. You are a defiant to us. So lower to his eyes. So now the very valiant Prithviraj Chauhan said that I am a Rajput. The Rajput's eyes are lowered only once when he dies. That means he said that I will not take off my eyes because I am a Rajput and my eyes will be lowered only once in my lifetime when I die. Okay, so that made the king very angry. Usually we know that if somebody is looking at the eyes of the king, if somebody is insulting the king would be very angry, isn't it? So the Muhammad Ghori also got very angry and he said that burn his eyes with the hot iron sword. So he ordered to his people to burn his eyes with a hot iron piece. Take a hot iron piece and burn his eyes. That's why he should not look to anyone now. Teach him a lesson. Then he said that teach him a lesson. And the highest deed being done, Prithviraj was frequently brought to the court to be turned by Ghori and his quarters. In those days, Prithviraj was joined by his former biographer Chand Badre, who had composed a ballad biography on him in the name of Prithviraj Raso. Chand Badre told Prithviraj that he should avenge Ghori's betrayal and daily insults. Okay, so now every day now he is in the prison of the Ghori and every day they will bring Prithviraj Chauhan. They will bring Prithviraj Chauhan in front of the court and they will insult him. They would say bad words to him. They would say some other words and they would mentally tease him and insult him. Okay, that was going on continuously. On that time, this Prithviraj Chauhan had a biographer. Okay, he had a biographer. That means that biographer and his name was Chand Badre was his biographer, and he met with Prithviraj Chauhan met with the biographer, and the biographer said that he used to compose many poems on Prithviraj. That means ballad means the type of poem that tells a story. Okay, so this biographer made so much of stories about this Prithviraj Chauhan because he was a very valiant and very strong and very good man. Okay, so now this biographer's name is Chand Badre. Chand Badre said that we should take the revenge of this betrayal of Muhammad Ghori because Muhammad Ghori cheated us, isn't it? So we have to take revenge. We have to give him punishment. We have to do something against him. Okay, so the two got an opportunity when Ghori announced the game of archery on the device of Chand Badre. Prithviraj, who was then at the court, I too would like to participate in this event. On hearing his suggestion, the courtiers guffawed at him and Ghori taunted him saying, "You and how do you propose to participate when you cannot even see?" Okay, now the third here are okay, Chand Badre's rod is coming now. Okay, he said these two, Chand Badre and this Prithviraj Chauhan were planning to do something against this Ghori because he had been a cheater to him. Okay, now at that time there was a game going on in the court and they were planning for a game that is archery game. Archery means I hope this, you know that bow and arrows game, shooting arrows. Okay, archery game were there. So Prithviraj Chauhan also went into the court and said, "I too wanted to participate in this game." Okay, so when he said that, all the people in that court started to laugh. Why they started to laugh? Because already his eyes are burnt off. He does not have an eyesight. Okay, Prithviraj Chauhan's eyesight, he lost his eyesight. So all the court people started to laugh at him and they asked, "You, how will you? And you, how do you propose to participate because you don't have, you cannot even see, you can't see what to do and how to do. Then how will you?" Then what is the reply of Prithviraj? Prithviraj replied, "Give your order to shoot and I will reach my target." He said that you just give me an order to do it and I will reach my torture. Hari became suspicious and asked, "Why would you want me to give the order at anyone else?" Then Hari was feeling that, "Why would you want me to give an order? You can do it yourself. You don't need to get an order from anyone. You can do it." Now, but before Prithviraj could respond, before Gauri said such a words, before Prithviraj reacting, Chandra said that being a king himself, Prithviraj Chauhan will not accept orders from anyone other than a king. So the Chandra said that being a king himself, he will not take anyone's order except the king. Okay, so a king can order to him. Okay, now his ego satisfied. Muhammad Ghali agreed. On the eventful, Ghali sat in this royal enclosure and had Prithviraj go to the ground and ordered his men to unchain him. Chandra gave away Ghali's location by reciting the following culprit. Okay, so what happened? Now the day of archery has come. Now the Prithviraj Chauhan also brought to the ground, and Muhammad Ghali said unchain him, because all these people are just to sitting to make fun of Prithviraj Chauhan, because already they know that he does not have eyesight. So how can he do such a thing? So how can he do it meaningfully? So all those people were standing there and started to mock him. But while he was brought to in front of the court and people unchained him, so at that time the Ghali location were set in the following episode. So the Chandra gave the Ghali also was sitting in the throne, and this Chandra gave an instruction about where Ghali was sitting. So that the instruction was like this: the measures ahead of 24 feet away. The measures ahead of you and 24 feet away. He seated the Sultan. Do not miss him now, Chauhan. So now Chandra is telling that the measures ahead 20 feet ahead of you, where you are standing from there, 20 feet ahead of you, the Sultan is sitting. Don't miss the chance. Don't miss the chance, Chauhan. Then this Vandari said that don't miss the chance. 24 feet away, the Sultan is sitting. Make use of this chance. Okay. On Gauri's order, it is believed that Prithviraj turned in the direction from where he heard Gauri speak and struck him dead with arrow. So now the game is to be started, and Gauri ordered. Means Gauri said to start. When Prithviraj Chauhan heard the voice of the start, he just turned to the direction where the voice has come, and he just struck with arrow, and the Gauri died there, struck him dead with an arrow. So he just shot the arrow to the direction from where the voice has come, and he shot the arrow, and once the arrow hit on the Gauri, and he has died there. Then legend has it that the god, so there was a legend in that god poet, he then stabbed Prithviraj and himself to avoid further humiliation and the hands of the Gauri soldiers. So he killed the Gauri, but still he is captured in the hands of the Gauri's people. So we know that in front of all these people, if he has killed a ruler, he has to be punished. Okay. So before getting into the hand of these people, this man, Chandra, was very loyal to the king, and he said to Prithvi, just to stop Prithviraj. That means that he took a knife and cut off his neck, and they both died themselves there. That means Prithviraj Chauhan also died, and the same day Chandra also died in the same place because to getting humiliation at the hand of the Gauri soldiers. That means they thought that it is better to die than to be to humiliated or insulted in the hand of the Gauri's soldier. So that is the story. I hope you understood the story. That means this is actually you can study in social studies also. So the story is all about the Prithviraj Chauhan, the ruler of Rajput kingdom, the last ruler of the Rajput in Delhi, and he has so many enemies. Among them, the Jayachandra was one of the enemy. He had a daughter. Her name was Samhita. Samhita fell fell in love with him, and they Samyukta had Swayamvara. While she had Swayamvara, she married Prithviraj Chauhan, and then that made all people again more angry on him, and they fought with him. And once Muhammad Ghori was captured in the hand of Prithviraj Chauhan, but when Muhammad Ghori requested to release him, the Prithviraj Chauhan released him, but after 1 year, very deceitfully, the Muhammad Ghori cheated Prithviraj Chauhan and captured him to his kingdom. And when he looked into the eyes of Muhammad Ghori, he ordered his people to burn his eyes, and his eyes were burned. And by that time, he met with his biographer, and his name was Shanbhadra, and they both together planned to take revenge on Muhammad Ghori, and they took revenge as when there was a function of archery, and Prithviraj Chauhan shot an arrow at Muhammad Ghori, and Muhammad Ghori died. After Muhammad Ghori's death, these both themselves, they also died, because instead of getting into the hands of the Ghori's people. So that is the story. I hope you understood the story. Keep studying, find out so many new words are here. Read the chapter very carefully, and study the words meaning, words that may be very useful in your future also. Question answers will be sent to you as a PDF file. Thank you for watching me, and God bless you.